नमस्कार, रेडियो पाठशालामा तपाईलाई स्वागत छ। रेडियो पाठशाला मकवानपुरको नमुना विद्यालय आधुनिक राष्ट्रिय माध्यमिक विद्यालय संघको सहकार्यमा रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्जले तयार पारेको हो। तपाई रेडियो पाठशाला, रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्ज, अनलाइनमा radiosandеш.com, मोबाइल एप्लिकेशनमा रेडियो सन्देश फेसबुक पेज र युट्युब च्यानलमा रेडियो सन्देश अनलाइन टिभीमा एकैसाथ सुनिरहनु भएको छ। आज रेडियो पाठशालामा सामाजिक विषय पढाउनको लागि आउनु भएको छ सुरज बुढाथोकी। विद्यार्थी साथीहरू कपी कलम लिएर तयार रहनुहोला है।
Hello students, namaste, good morning. How are you? Fine? Okay, that's good. We are back again with another episode of Radio Pathshala students. Now before starting today's lesson, let's do a short recap of our previous lesson. Are you ready for that? Okay. In our last episode of Radio Pathshala, what did we study? Do you remember anything? Yes, we started with our traditional arts and basically we talked about Nepali paintings. In our last episode of Radio Pathshala, we talked about 3 types of Nepali paintings. The first one was book painting, and the second one was scroll painting, and the third one was wall painting. These 3 types of Nepali paintings, Nepali traditional paintings, we talked about in our last episode of Radio Pathshala. Can you remember how many types of scroll painting are there? Yes, you are absolutely right. We have got 2 types of scroll painting. The first one is pata painting and the second one is mandala painting. And you also know the difference. If there is an image of God at the center of the painting and surrounded by other minor gods, then it is pata painting. And if there is some image of holy symbols at the center and surrounded by minor gods or deities, then we call it mandala painting, and it's quite popular among the tourists. And also we talked about the importance of wall painting. Wall paintings are also known as Mithila painting. It originated from Madhuban of India, so it's also called as Madhubani painting, Madhubani arts, right? These things we did in our previous episode of Radio Pathshala. Okay students, now let's start our today's lesson. Can you make a guess what are we going to study today? Okay, that's good. Today we are going to deal the second lesson of Unit 3, that is Nepali sculpture. Do you know sculpture? Yes, C-U-L-P-T-U-R-E. Sculpture. Sculpture in Nepali we call it Murtikala. I hope you have seen different kinds of idols. Idols means murti. We can call it idols. I-D-O-L-S, idols. Also we can call it statue, right? You might have seen different kinds of statue in your life. So today we are going to deal about sculpture. So first of all, let me define sculpture. Okay, if you have got learning material, then you can write it down. The art of making idols or statues of different shapes and size using clay, wood, metal, stone, cloth, paper, glass or other things is called sculpture. मैले भर्खरै भाइ बहिनीलाई भनिसकेको छु, आइडल्स भनेको अथवा स्ट्याचुज भनेको के हो त? मूर्तिहरू हो. सो बेसिकली यसलाई हामी चाहिँ एउटा मूर्ति बनाउने कलाको रूपमा लिन्छौँ. I will repeat once again to you. The art of making idols or statues, the art of making idols or statues of different shapes and size, विभिन्न आकार प्रकारका, of different shapes and size, using clay, clay भनेको माटो, C-L-A-Y, clay, wood, W-O-O-D, wood, काठ, M-E-T-A-L, metal, धातुहरू, stone, ढुङ्गा, cloth, कपडा, paper, कागज, त्यसै गरेर ग्लासहरू. यदि यी सबै कुराहरू प्रयोग गरेर विभिन्न आकार प्रकारका मूर्तिहरू बनाइन्छ भनेदेखि त्यो बनाउने कलालाई हामी के भन्छौँ त? मूर्तिकला भन्छौँ. सो नाउ यु नो द आर्ट अफ मेकिङ आइडल्स अर स्ट्याचुज अफ डिफरेन्ट शेप्स एन्ड साइजेस युजिङ क्ले, wood, metal, stone, cloth, paper, glass or other thing is called sculpture. Clear? Okay, this is the definition of sculpture. Now I want to ask you a few questions. Have you ever seen idols? Students, idols? भाइ बहिनीहरूले कहीँ कतै कुनै किसिमको मूर्तिहरू देखेको छौ? Obviously you have seen it. You might have seen different idols. I hope you have seen different kinds of idols. Where have you seen such idols? Can you remember? Very good. You might have seen it in temples, or you might have seen it in some monasteries, गुम्बाहरूमा अथवा मन्दिरहरूमा, मन्दिरभित्र, मन्दिर वरिपरि हामीले विभिन्न आकार प्रकारका चाहिँ मूर्तिहरू पक्कै पनि देखेका छौँ, हैन भाइ बहिनीहरू? And another question. So, the statue that you have seen is of what? Is it of a god, or is it a statue of a man, or is it a statue of an animal or thing? Yes. If you have visited some temples, then inside the temple or around the temple, you might have seen several statues of gods, and also different kinds of animals are there, right? Animal statues, statues of God, you might have seen there. So you can see some statue of famous person in some tourist areas as well. And also you might have seen statues of things somewhere. Once I visited Dharan, in the chok between Budasoba temple and Dantakali temple in Dharan, there is a big statue of football. People like to click photos there because it attracts people. A big ball is there at the center of the chok. So now you know that statue can be made of either God or people or animal or different things, right? And the statue that you have seen, what is it made up of? भाइ बहिनीहरूले देखेको जुन मूर्ति छ त्यो केले बनेको थियो, right? It can be either made on metal or on wood or on stone, or also in the modern time you might have seen different kinds of statues made of glasses. So these are the things that normally statues are made of. Are you clear? These things, metal, stone, wood, these are the basic things that we make statue of. And students, the person or the artist who makes statues or idols, what is he said? Do you know what is he said? जसले मूर्ति बनाउँछ उनीहरूलाई हामी के भन्छौँ त? Right. They are called sculptors. Students, sculptors are the people who make different shapes and sizes of idols using wood, stone, metal and other things. They are sculptors. मूर्तिकारहरू भनिन्छ हामीले उनलाई. All right. And dear students, have you ever seen people making statues? You might have visited some historical places, some religious places, and you might have seen people making statues. I hope you have seen it. Last time when I visited Bhaktapur Darbar Square, there were people and they were making statues there. So also you can go there. When you go to Kathmandu, you can go there and see how people make statues. They are making statues on wood. Especially they are making statues on woods. उनीहरूले काठमा मूर्तिहरू त्यहाँ बनाइरहेका छन्. Now let me ask you a few questions related with sculpture. Do you know which is the tallest sculpture of Nepal? Okay. The tallest sculpture of Nepal is in Sangha. The statue of Lord Shiva is there, and that statue is the tallest statue of our country. The statue of Lord Shiva in Sangha is the tallest statue of Nepal. The statue of Lord Shiva in Sangha is the tallest one. Do you know which is the biggest statue of Nepal? Okay. The sculpture of Lord Vishnu in Budanilkantha is the biggest statue of Nepal. Some of you might have visited Kathmandu and you might have gone to Budanilkantha, and in Budanilkantha you can see a big image of Lord Vishnu lying on the water. त्यहाँ एउटा ठूलो विष्णुको मूर्ति छ, पानीमा सुतिरहेको ठूलो एउटा विष्णुको मूर्ति छ. त्यो नै नेपालको सबैभन्दा ठूलो मूर्ति भनेर मानिन्छ. And in the same way, can you tell me which is the oldest sculpture of Nepal? नेपालको सबैभन्दा पुरानो स्कल्पचर कुन चाहिँ होला त भाइ बहिनीहरू? Okay, when we talk about the oldest sculpture of Nepal, there are two views. Some people take Virupaksha as the oldest sculpture of Nepal, but we don't have any proof. Some people believe the idol of Virupaksha, which is on the bank of Bagmati river in Pashupatinath temple, that is the oldest one. Some people believe in it, and others don't believe in it because we don't have any proof that it is the oldest one. So the next group, they believe that the sculpture of Baman Trivikram is the oldest sculpture that we have in our country. And the statue of Baman Trivikram is the oldest one. And this statue of Baman Trivikram was made by the Lichavi king Mandev. So you can say that Virupaksha is regarded as the oldest sculpture of Nepal, but we don't have proof. But because we have got proof, we have to take Baman Trivikram, the statue of Baman Trivikram, as the oldest statue of Nepal. Alright, clear? Now let's talk how statues are made in Nepal. Students, we are talking about Nepali sculptures. नेपाली मूर्तिकलाको बारेमा हामीले यहाँ पढिरहेछौँ अहिले भाइ बहिनीहरू. त्यसैले नेपाली मूर्तिकलाहरू कसरी बनाइन्छ भन्ने विषयमा केही छलफल गरौँ. हुन्छ? There are different ways of making idols in Nepal. The first one, students, if you have got learning material, please write it down. The first one is carving. Carving is the first way of making statue in Nepal. परम्परागत रूपमा नेपालमा मूर्तिहरू कसरी बनिन्छ भन्दाखेरि कार्भिङ, खोपेर कुनै एउटा ढुङ्गा लिइन्छ अथवा कुनै एउटा काठको टुक्रा लिइन्छ र त्यसबाट नचाहिएका भागहरूलाई काटेर फालिन्छ र आफूलाई चाहिने आकृति त्यहाँ राखिन्छ. त्यसरी यदि बनाइयो भने त्यसलाई हामी कार्भिङ, CARVING, कार्भिङ मेथड अफ मेकिङ आइडल भनेर भन्छौँ है. सो व्हाट डु यु डु इन कार्भिङ? यु कट अफ द अननेसेसरी पार्ट्स and make an image, especially on stone, metal and woods, right? In that way you make statue or idols, cutting off the unnecessary parts. And the second one is molding, MOULDING, molding. Molding is the second one. Students, in molding, what do? You prepare idols by collecting different other things. To understand it better, I want to give you example of Dasai. In Dasai, you have seen artists, usually from Tarai area. There are artists in our town and they make statue of goddess Durga, and other gods and goddesses are also prepared by them. And what do they use? They use straw, they use clay, and they use clothes, jewelry and different other things are there. So if you collect different things and prepare an idol, that is called molding. Clear? So such images are usually made in Dasai or during Saraswati Puja also. You bring idols of goddess Saraswati, right? And it is prepared by the method of molding. Clear? And the third one, the third way of making idol is modeling. MODELLING, modeling. भाइ बहिनीहरूले पक्कै पनि आफ्नो टोलमा मोडलिङबाट मूर्तिहरू बनाएको देखेका छौ पक्कै पनि. Sometimes there are people in our area and they ask metal with us. हामीसँग ती व्यक्तिहरूले धातुहरू केही छ भने, जस्तै सिलावरहरू केही छ भने माग्नुहुन्छ र त्यो सिलावरहरूलाई पगालेर बालुवाको एउटा साँचो जस्तो बनाएको हुन्छ, त्यसमा हालेर मूर्तिहरू तयार बनाउँछन्. You might have seen people making statue or idols by making a frame, using a frame. If they prepare idols, so that method is called modeling method of making idols. So now we have got three methods of making idols. The first one is carving, the second one is molding, and the third one is modeling. Now let's talk about history of our Nepali sculpture. As in our previous episode of Radio Pathshala, I told you that traditional Nepali art is highly influenced by our religion. And in the past, there were two religions popular in our country, Hinduism and Buddhism. So the artists who were involved in traditional Nepali arts were either Hindu devotees or Buddhist devotees. Clear? And the creation that they did was a kind of offering, was a kind of prayers. उनीहरूको त्यो आफ्नो जुन काम थियो, जुन सृजना थियो, चाहे त्यो चित्रकला होस्, चाहे त्यो मूर्तिकला होस्, चाहे त्यो वास्तुकला होस्, usually they created something to express their faith in God. They were the devotees. हामीले यो अघिल्लो क्लासमा पनि कुरा गरिसकेका छौं भाइ बहिनीहरू. So when did the art of Nepali sculptures started in our country? Now let's talk about it. So some people believe that the art of Nepali sculpture started during Kirat period. But some people don't believe that the art of Nepali sculptures started in Kirat period because we don't have any proof of it. Mostly people believe that the art of Nepali sculpture was introduced in Nepal in Lichavi period and it became quite popular in Malla period. You can say it reached to its height during Malla period. It flourished during Malla period. And the art of Nepali sculpture was highly popular also in Tibet and China. Our artists, those who were involved in the art of making idols, they were respected. They had got high value in ancient Nepal and they took the art of making idol into a next level in Malla period. During Malla period, the art of making sculptures reached to its height, to its topmost position. लिच्छवी कालमा मूर्तिकलाको सुरुवात भयो भने मल्ल कालमा गएर यसले चाहिँ एउटा शीर्ष स्थानमा माथिल्लो स्थानमा यो पुग्न सफल भयो मूर्तिकला. And later on during Shah dynasty also the kings they were interested in making their own image. We might have seen several idols of Shah dynasty kings in different places. And during Rana rule also the Rana rulers were also interested in making their own images, their own idols. You might have seen the idols of Rana rulers in Kathmandu. In Turikhel, there are images of Rana rulers riding horses. घोडा चढेर बसिरहेका राणा शासकहरूको चाहिँ मूर्तिहरू देख्न सकिन्छ टुडीखेलमा, right? And different rulers also have made their idols in hospitals, in schools, and in other famous religious places, historical places, in the center of the town. You might have seen some idols of Shah dynasty kings or the Rana rulers or different rulers. In that way, Nepali sculptures started from Lichavi period and became quite popular in Malla period and in Shah dynasty, and during the time of Rana period, it was being continued by different artists. Okay, my dear students, in the present time, if by chance you go to the valley, यदि कुनै मौका मिलेर काठमाडौँ गइयो भने भाइ बहिनीहरू, don't forget to visit the famous 3 Darbar squares in Kathmandu Valley. There are 3 Darbar squares: Kathmandu Darbar Square, Patan Darbar Square, and Bhaktapur Darbar Square. You can go to Bhaktapur Darbar Square or you can go to Patan Darbar Square. There you can see different kinds of idols, different sizes of idols, different shapes of idols are there. Last time when I visited Bhaktapur Darbar Square, I was amazed by the work of our ancient artists who made those beautiful sculptures, who made those beautiful idols. Though the temple of Nathpol was destroyed in the earthquake of 2072, 2072 सालको भूकम्पमा न्याथपोल मन्दिर त भत्क्यो, तैपनि त्यो न्याथपोल मन्दिरको अगाडिपट्टि त्यहाँ विभिन्न जनावरहरूको चाहिँ ठुलठुला मूर्तिहरू अझै पनि थिए भाइ बहिनीहरू. You can see those idols of animals are there. Usually in our religion, in Hindu religion, we believe that animals are the guard of the temples. To protect the temple, to guard the temple, statues of animals were built and they were kept outside the temples, around the temple. Statue of tiger, statue of elephants, statue of monkey, and different other animals are there around it. You might have visited Pashupatinath temple of our Hetauda also. काठमाडौँको पशुपतिनाथ मन्दिर भाइ बहिनीहरू नपुगेको भए पनि हेटौडाको पशुपतिनाथ मन्दिर त पक्कै पुगेका छौ होला. त्यहाँनिर मन्दिरको बाहिरपट्टि भाइ बहिनीहरूले यसो हेर्यो भने त्यहाँ सुरुमा एउटा ठुलो मूर्ति देखिन्छ. के को मूर्ति भन्दाखेरि साँडेको मूर्ति देखिन्छ. A bull statue is there. So the same type of statue is also in Kathmandu Pashupatinath temple. Statue of bull. And round the temple you can see statue of different animals like tigers are there. Tiger statues are there. And also on the tudals. भाइ बहिनीहरूले भुटनदेवी मन्दिर गयो भने त्यहाँ पनि देखेको होला साँपको मूर्ति, त्यसै गरेर विभिन्न अन्य जनावरहरूको मूर्तिहरू त्यहाँ बनाइएका छन्. विभिन्न देवी देवताहरूको मूर्ति पनि छन् साथै त्यहाँ जनावरहरूको पनि मूर्तिहरू बनाइएको छ. Also you can see so many idols of Shivalinga in Bhutandevi temple of our Hetauda, right? So our statues are commonly found in our temples. If you go to Gumbas, also in Gumba you can see statue of Buddha, Gautam Buddha. You can see different types of statue of Gautam Buddha in Gumba or Chaitya or monasteries. It's commonly found. The Fine Art Campus of Nepal is there in Kathmandu, which is helping students who have got interest in sculpture, in the art of making idols. If you are interested, then you can be a student in the Fine Art Campus of Nepal. It's in Kathmandu. Nepal Association of Fine Arts, in short form we call it NAFA, N-A-F-A, NAFA, is also there in Kathmandu. It's also working for the preservation, for the conservation of Nepali sculpture, the tradition of Nepali sculpture. So now at last, let's talk about the importance of our Nepali sculpture. Our traditional Nepali sculpture is important. Why? The first one, if you have got learning materials, note it down. The first one, our sculpture, our identity. Our sculpture, our pride. हाम्रो मूर्तिकला हाम्रो पहिचान हो. हाम्रो मूर्तिकला हाम्रो गौरव पनि हो. In the whole world, we are known because of our traditional Nepali sculptures. The way our artists made different idols attracted people from all around the world. In the ancient time and even now in the present. People from around the world come to our country to see our unique traditional art of making idols. They are quite popular in the world. And second point, you can say employment opportunity. It is also giving employment to so many people who are involved in the art of making idols. It's a source of income to them. So employment opportunity is the second importance. Promotion of tourism. Now you know that it's quite popular in the world and you can promote tourism through your Nepali sculptures. नेपाली मूर्तिकलाले थुप्रै थुप्रै पर्यटकहरूलाई पनि नेपालमा तान्न सक्छ. People from different parts of the world and people from inside the country also visit different religious historical places to look at different amazing idols, right? You go to Sangha, right? Why? To see the tallest statue of Lord Shiva. You go to Sangha. So now you are promoting internal tourism. आन्तरिक पर्यटनलाई हामीले बढावा दिइरहेका छौं. You go to Lumbini to see different kinds of statues of Gautam Buddha there. You go to different Darbar squares of the valley. Now you are promoting internal tourism. And also you can attract people from outside the country. The foreigners visit our country to view our amazing sculptures, to view our amazing idols. That's the third one. The fourth one, the fourth importance, decoration of our temples. Our temples would not be complete if there aren't beautiful idols of gods, goddesses, animals, right? These idols decorate our temples, our monasteries, our gumbas. They are decorated by these things. Big statues, amazing statues, complicated statues, small statues. They attract people. भुटनदेवी मन्दिरमा गएर त्यहाँनिर भाइ बहिनीहरूले त्यहाँ थुप्रै शिवलिङ्गहरू छन् नि. त्यो थुप्रै शिवलिङ्गहरूमा मानिसहरूको त्यहाँ भिड देखिन्छ नि. बुढा नीलकण्ठमा गएर मानिसहरूले त्यो पानीमा सुतिरहेको विष्णुलाई देख्दाखेरि दङ्ग पर्छन् नि. डु यु नो अर नट, वी हेभ गट मिनी बुढा नीलकण्ठ इन आवर टाउन अल्सो. डु यु नो, काठमाडौँको बुढा नीलकण्ठको एउटा प्रतिमाको रूपमा पनि हाम्रो हेटौडामा एउटा मन्दिर बनाइएको छ. भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई सायद त्यो थाहा नहुन सक्छ. यु माइट हेभ भिजिटेड शहीद स्मारक इन नवलपुर, राइट? If you go a little further into the jungle in Shahid Smarak, then there is a temple. It's quite similar to the temple of Buddha Nilkantha in Kathmandu. काठमाडौँको बुढा नीलकण्ठ जस्तै ठ्याक्कै त्यो त्यस्तै आकार प्रकारको एउटा त्यहाँ विष्णुको मूर्ति बनाइएको छ. इट्स कल पुण्य क्षेत्र. कुनै कुनै भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई त्यो थाहा हुन सक्छ. प्राय जस्तो मानिसहरू शहीद स्मारक त पुग्छन् तर शहीद स्मारक भन्दा माथितिर जाँदैनन्. त्यहाँ माथि एउटा पुण्य क्षेत्र भन्ने ठाउँ छ. त्यहाँनिर ढुङ्गामा विष्णुको आकृति बनाइएको छ. पानीमा सुतिरहेको विष्णुको आकृति जस्तो काठमाडौँमा छ त्यस्तै यहाँ पनि छ. यु क्यान गो देयर एन्ड सी इट. अलराइट, इफ यु हेभ गट फ्री टाइम जस्ट गो टु पुण्य क्षेत्र एन्ड जस्ट भ्यू इट. सो नाउ आई एम टेलिङ यु अल दिस थिङ्स टु मेक यु क्लियर द्याट Sculpture is an art of making idol, and these idols are the decorations of our temples or monasteries. Clear? That's the fourth one. Now the fifth one. It also has got religious importance. दशैंमा, सरस्वती पूजामा हामी मूर्ति बनाउँछौँ, त्यो मूर्तिलाई हामी पूजा गर्छौँ. हामी सबैको घर घरमा मूर्ति राखेको होला हामीले. त्यसै गरेर तुलसीको मोठमा पनि हामीले विभिन्न देवी देवताको मूर्तिहरू त्यहाँ राखेका छौँ होला. हामीले हाम्रो घरको पूजा स्थानमा पनि हामीले मूर्ति राखेर त्यहाँ पूजा गरेका छौँ. सो idols of gods and goddesses are quite important in our religion. So it has also got religious importance. सरस्वती पूजामा हामी सरस्वती माताको मूर्ति बनाउँछौँ, त्यसलाई पूजा गर्छौँ र भोलिपल्ट लिएर गएर त्यसलाई हामी खोलामा लगाएर सेलाउँछौँ. यसले पनि के देखाउँछ भन्दाखेरि धार्मिक महत्त्व पनि बोकेको छ हाम्रो मूर्तिहरूले. नेपाली sculpture also has got religious importance. That's number 5 and the last one. So students, in this way, now we have come to the end of today's class. In today's class, we talked about Nepali sculpture. I gave you a short definition of Nepali sculpture. After that, I gave you some facts on Nepali sculpture, like the tallest sculpture of Nepal, the biggest sculpture of Nepal, the oldest sculpture of Nepal. Also, you can find out which is the smallest sculpture of Nepal and which is the most complicated sculpture of Nepal. All these things you can find yourselves. After that, we talked about different ways of making idols. Basically, there are 3 types: carving, molding, and modeling. And after that, we talked about the development of Nepali sculpture. It started from Lichavi period. It reached to its height in Malla period, and in Rana period or in Shah dynasty also it was being continued. And in the present time, you can go to different places where you can see examples of our traditional Nepali sculpture. I gave you examples of so many places in today's class. And at last, I gave you the importance of Nepali sculpture. Students, so in this way, let's wrap up today's class. See you in next episode of Radio Pathshala. Till then, be safe and keep your family safe. Bye-bye.
हस्त विद्यार्थी श्रोता, आजलाई रेडियो पाठशाला यति नै. रेडियो सुनेर साथ दिनु भएकोमा तपाईँ सम्पूर्णलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद. भोलि फेरि रेडियो पाठशालाको साथमा उपस्थित हुनेछौं. रेडियो पाठशाला तयार गर्न सहयोग गर्नुहुने विद्यालयका शिक्षक सुरज बुढाथोकीलाई धन्यवाद र रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्ज का प्रविधिबाट सहयोग गर्नुहुने प्राविधिक साथी सुरेश गुरुङलाई धन्यवाद दिँदै आजको कार्यक्रमबाट सम्पूर्ण पाठशाला टिम बिदा हुन्छौं. नमस्कार.